Today is April 28th, 2020. It is 2:57 p.m. This is dedicated to Corrine Davis, born June 14th, 1929. Died February 2nd, 2011. Gone but not forgotten. My mother died from cancer. And on February the 2nd, 2011, I turned Scott Shellenberger, Gov.O'Malley, Greg Bernstein, and Chief Johnson in for racketeering and fraud in the courts. I turned them in the day my mother died. I turned them in to Greg Bernstein at States Attorney's Office and the city solicitor. It's about your prison industry and the money you make off of mass incarceration. Y'all can find all this paperwork in the Attorney General's office. So today is Trifling Tuesdays. And we're going to talk about trifling people and y'all trifling courts and y'all trifling politicians. Y'all make a lot of money off of mass incarceration in the prison industry. Baltimore, Maryland's number one part of Baltimore City's portfolio, Baltimore City and Baltimore County, their portfolio is investment in the Alabama prison industry. Now you can check this out if you would. Now what I'm going to do here, since we're in the basement, it's like I said, hip hop. So I'm going to hop on you. This is my crown. The first video I did with Governor Hogan, the first video I did was calling out Governor O'Malley, Chief Johnson, Shellenberger, and all of them. I called them out and I told them I was going to use the toilet to do what I do. Now today I'm getting ready to go vote. And if you look at this, that's Kweisi and Mfume. That's Kweisi and Mfume. I'm selling toilet paper rolls for $15. All right? I'm selling toilet paper rolls for $15 because I'm going to show you about trifling people. Now, Kweisi and Mfume got to see me if he like it or not because he's going to win Congressman Cummings' seat. So Monday morning when the ballots is cleared and he's sitting in that seat over there in Baltimore City, I'm going to go see him and we're going to open up my whistleblower's application. Kweisi and Mfume signed off with Bill Clinton on the crime bill in 1986. He signed off on that crime bill to make Baltimore safe again. That crime bill incarcerated a lot of people in Baltimore. Y'all made a lot of money off of stop and frisk and zero tolerance. Y'all trifling. You feel me? Y'all trifling. And y'all keep voting in these trifling motherfuckers. Not only do you vote in these trifling motherfuckers, but you getting in these trifling juveniles that have turned into these trifling adults. Google the word trifling. Look at it in the dictionary. I'm ignorantly intelligent. I'm going to educate you and disrespect you at the same time. And I'm not no soft shell crab. If y'all feel like I'm disrespectful and y'all don't want to hear what I got to say, nobody got no gun to nobody head to listen to this. This is a podcast. Podcasts are for public consumption. It's to feed your time. You get me for 30 minutes. You got 27 more to go. You can see this podcast on Society Shame on Facebook. This podcast is 7 days a week. Today it's late because I'm not employed. I'm self-employed. So I try to do it at 8 o'clock consistently, like if I had a job, because this is going to be my job. But this podcast isn't paying my bills. It's educating and laying a foundation for something in the future. Y'all made me famous for toilets because on February I started with them toilets in 2006. In December 2006, and I started in Lake County, Illinois. Them toilets have been to Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia. Because it's about your prison industry and the money you make off of black bodies. We traded the penitentiary for the plantation, cotton for cocaine, and that's the cash crop. And you're going to hear me saying that a whole lot. It's just like toilet paper in the toilet. Because when you go to jail, they give you a roll of toilet paper. And they give you a roll of toilet paper. And that toilet you got to share with your cellmate. So I came up with the idea of just doing the same thing to talk about the prison industry by using those two, I guess you would call them visual aids. The toilet don't care if you black, white, straight, or gay. It's just like justice. It ain't supposed to care if you black, white, straight, or gay. Justice is supposed to be blind. But justice in Baltimore ain't blind. Justice in America ain't blind. Justice in America is color struck. It's struck with money, power, and it's struck with respect. It's the same thing in the street. Money, power, and respect. That's how it is. They got rules to this. I'm an old school dude. I'm an OG, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not from Baltimore. I'm from Lake County, Illinois. I cut my teeth on the streets in another state. But there's one thing that we got in common. It's money and hustling. And I'm a hustler. I'm a finesse hustler. When they did the first story on me and Richard Sher, you can go check out Hard Look in 1997. I told you I was a finesse hustler. I went to jail for guns and drugs, but I'm not a gang member. I'm a one-man wrecking crew. I'm cool with gangs, because gangs and me gotta survive. I'm from the ghetto. Kweisi Mfume signed off with the Bill Clinton crime bill in '86. Kweisi Mfume, most of America signed off to make America safe. But you found out that crime bill didn't make America safe. It only made America prison population grow. If you look at the movie The 13th Amendment, if you look at the new face of old Jim Crow, this is the new face of old Jim Crow. And I'm going to use toilet paper to deliver my message, because it's nonviolent, peaceful demonstration. That's what Martin Luther King taught me. Martin Luther King taught me how to do things in, what did you call it? Politically shaming you. And I'm going to publicly shame you. I'm going to shame you through toilets, toilet paper, and political satire. I'm going to shame you with the truth and ignorantly. I'm going to be ignorantly intelligent. I'm going to mix the truth with some comedy. And we're going to call you trifling. My mama used to call us trifling. When you didn't clean the tub after you used it. When you didn't clean up after yourself. When you lied and just lied for no reason, that's trifling. And that's what y'all do with your politics. You trifling. All right? You trifling. That's T.J. Smith. You trifling. You came in from Anne Arundel County with Commissioner Davis. And you rode the wave. You rode that wave. And you stole from the black community, and you stole from Baltimore. When you wrote them contracts up and you did all them agreements, yeah, we paying for 5 commissioners now. If you understand what I'm saying, we paying for 5 commissioners. We paying for Batch, we paying for Davis, we paying for Belfield, we paying for Harrison. Yeah. Tuggle, we had to pay him. And ain't none of the crimes got solved. Y'all want to elect Sheila Dixon. That's trifling. Sheila Dixon is your version of Marion Barry. She can do all the wrong in the world, but ain't enough wrong to say that she, you know, wrong. But y'all ain't gonna penalize her for it. Y'all willing to take her back after what she did. Now she stole some gift cards. That was some petty shit. That was trifling. That was trifling. By definition of trifling, that's trifling. And y'all willing to give her another shot at being trifling. She had a shot at the title. Give somebody else a shot at the title. Get some real new blood in here, because y'all keep recycling some trifling politicians. I stand behind everything I say, all right? Because I ain't trifling. I'm just shitty. Y'all locked me up for this, all right? These are toilets. And when I still got my toilets, I still make toilets. It's art and activism. Because, see, when I talk about public shame, Martin Luther King taught me about public shame. My mama taught me about being trifling. She taught me what the meaning of trifling is. All right? Ozzie Newsome. These are the originals here. It says never say die. That's original. He signed that. That's Ed Mulatolo from the Ravens. These are the originals. These are original papers. Because I ain't trifling. I put these papers up somewhere before I got locked up. I'm a businessman. This is my business, man. Meat's on fire. Where's the beef? I started on Falls Road. And that's why I started at pointing out trifling people. Because when you were standing in line for my food, I used to crack jokes. We used to have fun out there on Falls Road. We did things out there on Falls Road. We built a community out there on Falls Road. We built the underground on Falls Road. This was the underground, all right? You can't see this, but this is William Steele and the Underground Railroad by Kathleen Stevens. It's a book, all right? And right here is Shorty's Bootleg Barbecue and Shorty's Country Ridge Store. My Country Ridge Store was registered under the name of Shorty's Underground Railroad, just like Harriet Tubman. Because Harriet Tubman was a freedom fighter. She was an abolitionist. Y'all would call her an activist if she was here now. I also did a thing called Frederick Douglass, the narrative life of Frederick Douglass. I compared Frederick Douglass to my life. I did comparisons of slavery and mass incarceration. And I showed the trifling black people that get paid off of this. Trifling. That's your media. I do media Mondays. I do trifling Tuesdays. And they run into each other. That's your trifling media right there. Vic Carter, Mary Mubala, Kai Jackson, Denise Koch. Y'all trifling. Because y'all knowingly lied to the public. You see this one? That's Walter Jacobs. I mean, no, that's the dude from Chicago. They did a lot of CBS broadcasting out of Chicago. Oprah Winfrey came from Chicago with Oprah Studios. Oprah trifling too. She trifling with money. I asked for Oprah's money. I asked for Oprah's attention in 1986 when I turned in these guns and drugs that Oprah left me in jail. The Chicago Tribune left me in jail. And when I went back to claim my property in 2006, they locked me up again with their trifling asses. All right? Trifling I'm not. The asshole I am. I'm a professional asshole. I'm a professional pisser offer. I'm like the new version of P.D. Green. This is Vital Magazine. All right? Cornelius Adams, September 2007. Because like I said, I was laying a blueprint for this. And this is dedicated to Cornelius Adams because he put me in the paper. See that? Shorty. All right? Champion of justice. And everything in that magazine I done did. Told y'all I was going to do it and did it to you. I answered the questions and I stood the test of times. That's me right there. So you can get that Vital Magazine. Go on Facebook, Google Cornelius Adams, ask him for the September 2017 Vital Magazine with Michael Foy on the front. The one that's on the front right there. I can call people trifling because I work with a lot of people in Baltimore. I work with 85% of the richest people. Money don't make you not trifling. Money make you really trifling because the more money you get, the more disrespectful you get. And a lot of y'all is trifling because y'all inspired to have money. DeRay McKenzie is trifling. All right? Kathleen Pugh's trifling. That money that she stole from them Healthy Holly books, it pales in comparison to the money that y'all stealing behind the prison industry. Trifling activists. You got trifling media, you got trifling politicians, and you got trifling police. You got trifling people. And like I say, if I dish it out, I'm willing to take it. I can accept constructive criticism. I can accept you tearing me down. I can accept a lot of things except you lying on me. That is something I can't take. I don't like liars and I don't like thieves. Those are two things I do not accept. That's past trifling. So I gave you trifling Theroux because he exploits black tragedies. He uses black people to do it. And Fox 45 has got him like on the top of the list. It's like they got him as a shoo-in for mayor. He trifling too. Thelma Branch, he trifling too. He running for congressman coming seat. So y'all keep recycling these trifling politicians. They making careers off this shit and they need term limits. Because y'all just going from cousin to brother to aunt to uncle. And y'all keeping it in the family. And y'all keeping that political wealth, because that political wealth brings dollars. And that's a lot of money that y'all make. That's trifling. Talked about the politicians. Now we're going to talk about the trifling ass police. Commissioner Harrison, you straight up trifling. You a smart trifling motherfucker though. You ain't like to spar with me. You hate it when I show up. You hate it when I mic check the room. Commissioner Harris, tell them about when Commander Russell retired. Tell them about that shit that I did at y'all when Commander Russell retired. I had y'all ass heated. I caught Marilyn Mosby. I caught Mary Pat Clark. I caught Greg Bernstein. And I went down the aisle on y'all. I was calling y'all out. And y'all didn't say shit. Y'all was quiet as a church mouse. Y'all was like, please, shorty, don't do this, don't do this. No, because like I said, I ain't scared of getting locked up. And I go to jail for the right reasons. Trifling, I'm not. I'm an asshole. I'm an asset to Baltimore. Because you ain't got a lot of people that's going to stand up and call people out. I'm not from around here. I don't have that crab barrel mentality. I'm keeping in the muck. I'm up about pulling people up. That's why we got. That's what we got. We got Streets to the Seats with PFK Boom. We got Shelly's Helping Hands. We got Amanda Maid. We got Kim Trueheart. You got a lot of people doing good in the hood. And me and Kim Trueheart, we got it's a little love-hate relationship there, because me and Kim Trueheart was in the military together. We wasn't stationed at the same places. But Kim Trueheart used to hold that bag. She was working with military intelligence. Remember Iran-Contra? Remember the opioid fields over there in Afghanistan and Vietnam and Cambodia? Ask Kim Trueheart about the role that she played in that. Because see, Kim Trueheart was in the meeting with me, Kim Trueheart, my son Philip Davis, Chief Hyatt, and Commissioner Batts. And I told her I wanted the grand jury. Kim Trueheart didn't say two words, and Kim Trueheart seen my paperwork. Kim Trueheart know I was in the military. I was on the USS Mississippi, CGM-40, in 1977, 78, 79. We transported drugs on that ship. My DD-214 shows my criminal behavior in the Navy. Drugs, prostitution, gambling, and loan sharking is what I was doing. Trifling, I was not. Time. Kim Trueheart, you can call me out. You was in the room with me. My son was in the room. You heard everything I said about them. They should have been locked Mayor Pugh up. They should not just lock Mayor Pugh up, but the Democratic Party. You was in the room, Kim. And I don't mean little Kim. I mean Kim Trueheart. Like I say, this trifling Tuesdays. I'm only going to speak the truth. Truth going to speak the power. Trifling is the motherfuckers that made a whole lot of money off of Freddie Gray. Like I said, we talk about the police. That gun task force was robbing motherfuckers for a long time. Y'all had motherfuckers selling dope on the Cold Springs station. Y'all got a lot of other shit that be going on, and y'all ain't holding the police accountable, but y'all want to hold us accountable. Trifling is letting them police go and not charging them with murder, and you know that they committed murders. Trifling is charging black boys and giving them 40 and 50 years for crimes that they don't commit. Trifling is your courts. Trifling is your police, and trifling is your politicians and your politics. Got 11 minutes. So we're going to go from trifling police, trifling politicians, trifling politics, trifling media. Now your trifling media, you already know at the top of my list is Jane Miller. That's the top of the list. Dakari Turner left here and went to Chicago. And Dakari Turner, I used to hand them shit all the time. I wasn't shutting them down. But when I started doing that shut them down shit, was during the uprising 5 years ago when they murdered Freddie Gray. Because y'all had a media circus down here. Y'all had a circus on North Avenue. That's when Kwame Rose got famous for checking Geraldo Rivera. Remember that? Kwame Rose became instantly famous because he checked Geraldo Rivera. Kwame Rose ain't did no activism in Baltimore in his life, but he was the face of Baltimore activism. Then y'all brung Sonia Johns from The Wire to do a Baltimore uprising video with leaders of a beautiful struggle. Trifling. That whole uprising video didn't show nothing about the struggle. Didn't show nothing about Baltimore and what they was going through during this uprising. That was trifling. You was exploiting black tragedies. That's trifling. Now, we done talked to Sonia John, and Sonia John know me because I was leaning on her ass when she came up in here about filming, about having Kwame jumping out, acting like he was leading rallies and shit. He wasn't leading them rallies when they locked his ass up and he didn't get nobody to come to court for his ass. He was crying for the ACLU to help him out, and the ACLU did. Because that's what I mean about ACLU. They trifling too. They exploit black tragedies. They jumped to Kwame Rose's rescue, but they left 138 inmates in the Baltimore County Detention Center locked the fuck up. Lock the fuck up. Now, Kwame, I done told this to Kwame too. Because, see, Kwame Rose wanted to be an activist, and he wanted to be an activist behind that dude with the blue vest, DeRay McKenzie. Him and DeRay came in together. They was on that little run DeRay in here to be that black feminine black man. And he not from Baltimore. He don't speak for Baltimore. But mainstream media put him up there and controlling that narrative. Y'all ain't letting Baltimore be heard. So now that we got the coronavirus going on and we got social media, dog, we going to be heard. We taking over the networks. We are the underground. Social media for social change. And I've been doing this long before y'all thought about it. I planted my seeds. Kwame Rose came into activism. He did this, he did that. They locked Kwame Rose up because he had a megaphone outside the court. I did the same shit Kwame Rose told the police, kiss my ass. No, they're not going to lock me up. Because if they lock me up, they gotta. My protest is about your courts. You lock me up, we got to bring everything from the courts. They know this. Kwame Rose don't know this. Kwame Rose want to get rich like Jamal Bryant. That ain't what activism is about. Activism ain't about money. Activism is about change. So when Mayor Pugh got elected, she gave Kwame Rose a job. She just gave him a job and gave him a salary. And that's when Kwame Rose switched sides. Because you can't pay Kwame Rose to speak up and speak out against nothing no more. And when I see Kwame Rose, I'm going to say that to his face. Got pictures with Kwame Rose in front of City Hall. He quiet as hell. Ask Kwame Rose about Melvin Russell's retirement party. Go get the tapes. I don't run from nobody, man. Y'all might be able to whoop my ass, but believe you me, I fight back. I put this camera in your face for a reason, because back in the day, I used to use guns. Now I use a camera. I can put it on rewind and watch you die 1,000 times. Social media for social change. Anchor broadcast. Anchor podcast. I'm shooting for the big picture. This is my retirement plan. Since y'all didn't want me to make these movies, I'm just going to do it on podcast. Somebody going to pick this story up sooner or later. It's going to be like Tiger King. The only difference is I ain't locked up. Y'all locked up minus the bars because y'all worried about what's going to come out my mouth. I ain't never lied on nobody. I've been lied on, but I ain't never lied on nobody. Trifling, I'm not. I'm a professional pistol offer. I'm running classes for this shit. You feel me? I'm running classes for this shit. And to pass this class, you got to be willing to do things. You feel me? I'm the founding member of the Baltimore block. And we still on the block. You trifling activists like Raleigh Hayes that took the name block. You ain't never been on the block. Don't nobody know you on the block. I would bet $100 against Raleigh Hayes and me if we go anywhere in Baltimore. Take my picture and Raleigh picture and say who know who. All right? Take my picture and put it against Raleigh Hayes' picture and see who know who. All right? I will go anywhere in Baltimore hand to hand with Raleigh Hayes and say who know Shorty and who know Raleigh. Who put work in and who don't. You can't use my work to catapult yourself up to another position. That don't work like that. That's trifling. C.D. Witherspoon tried that shit. Ask C.D. Witherspoon about trifling and how I repay trifling people. C.D. Witherspoon tried to use me with the People's Power Assembly. And I don't like to be used. So I broke off from the People's Power Assembly. And y'all like using my toilets for art. Y'all like using my toilets for protests. Yeah, because them toilets don't care if you black, white, straight, or gay. Them toilets can go out in the sunshine. It can stand in 100-degree weather. It can stand in rain. It can stand the weather in the storms. That's why I use toilets. They strong. They're enduring. And when I put a message on it, it stays there. Shit stick. I gave C.D. Witherspoon a toilet. You can Google the shit. It's called C.D. Witherspoon Meltdown. It's called C.D. Witherspoon Meltdown. He melted down. I put that toilet in front of the federal courthouse because I put it in front of the Towson courthouse and you locked me up. I put it in front of the federal courthouse. You ain't said a goddamn thing. I'm willing to go to jail for the right reasons. And that toilet is a good motherfucking reason. Because it's going to take me to the Supreme Court for freedom of speech, freedom of assembly. With them toilets. I'm looking for 52 toilets because I'm getting ready to do an art project in Baltimore. I'm going to point out the shitty shit that's going on in this shitty city. I'm going to point out the trifling ass politicians, activists, and police. And I'm going to put your names, faces, and your information on them fucking toilets. Now, if you got a problem with what I'm doing or what I'm saying, check me. If you ain't trifling, show me you ain't trifling. Never bite the hand that feeds you, and I feed Baltimore. I got bit by a lot of y'all. 2020, I'm biting back. This is about money, power, and respect. I got my power. I got my respect. So now I'm coming for my money. Y'all owe me money. The state of Maryland is trifling. I asked for a federal audit in 2008. The IRS said, yeah, but the state won't do it. You trifling. Because if you do that audit, you're going to show where the state accepted forged checks and accepted illegal gains, participated in fraud. And then it's going to open up Pandora's box. And I don't mean the jewelry store. You trifling because you want to protect Shellenberger and Governor O'Malley's mom machine. I'm getting ready to tear that machine down, brick by brick, block by block. I'm going to unthread your tapestry of corruption and racketeering and fraud. I'm going to send your trifling asses to jail. And if you don't go to jail, I'm just going to make your trifling ass on TV. Because like I said, end game is Netflix. Money, power, respect. I put this shit on Netflix called Baltimore Rewired. And when I call your name out, your trifling asses can't say shit. Your trifling ass voted for this crime bill that we experienced. The book, The New Face of Old Jim Crow, your trifling ass is on it. Your trifling ass been in office for the longest. Ask your brother about me. Alright? Trifling. Oh my God. Trifling. Yeah. Y'all giving me political satire. It's gonna be like Saturday Night Live. Yeah, like Saturday Night Live. It's political satire, like The Daily Show. Petey Green had it, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna publicly. And if you got a problem with anything that I say, you are more than welcome to pull my card. You go to TJ Smith, he got that deck of cards. He got that deck of cards. I got this roll of toilet paper. You trifling, and I'm going to pull your card. We about to end this broadcast. We got you 30 minutes. So, like I said, I don't have a gun. I got a camera. I can put your ass on rewind and watch it 1,000 times. You can put this on rewind and play it over and over again. I don't got no gun and nobody's here to watch this. I ain't got no gun and nobody's here to listen to this. Human nature. Curiosity brung you here. Truth brought you here. Justice brought you here. It ain't gonna be just us. I'm a champion for justice. And I ain't trifling. Have a good evening. Anchor FM. See you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Whacked out Wednesdays. I'll figure something out.